Throughout the history of humankind, there have only been 3 games to receive a Metacritic score of 98. Soul Calibur, released day and date on the Sega Dreamcast in 1999. Grand Theft Auto 4, released on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Apparently there were problems with the PC version. And what would ultimately be considered the best reviewed sports game of all time. Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn. Ah, the old bait and switch. Yep, it's pretty good, pretty good. Thank you. Thank you.
Didn't even see it. Love it.
The third and final game to receive a 98 on Metacritic was not Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn, because it did not introduce Create-A-Skater and Create-A-Park to the series. Nor was it Barack Fu, The Adventures of Dirty Barry, that introduced manuals to the series. No, the third and final game to get a 98 on Metacritic, just under Ocarina of Time, which I'm told is a Zelda game. It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. As a child, I did not play Tony Hawk 2, probably because it came out a barn-burning 12 months after the first game and only 4 months after I got the first game on Dreamcast. There was no way my parents were going to get me another skateboarding game that soon. They were much more inclined to be like, "Go outside, kid!" And that was not going to happen. I hate the outdoors. I'm an indoor pup. We are indoor pups. So I never played this game as a kid, except maybe a few times at a warehouse music down the street from my house. It mostly sold CDs, but it also sold video games in the back. And if you don't know what a CD is, well, look it up, nerd. I'm not going to do all the homework for you. I was there all the time. I would slap on my rollerblades and skate down there to play games like NFL Blitz, Super Smash Bros., and maybe, just maybe, you get it, Tony Hawk 2. Boop. I was in there so often that the dumb 20-year-old who worked there told me I would either need to buy something or get out. This was back in the day when even McDonald's had video games in the store. Yeah, that's real. Look that up too. Regardless, I got into Tony Hawk 2 in 2020 when they did the remaster, and these are the hardest tapes to get on each level. For starters, keep in mind that I played the original Tony Hawk on the Sega Dreamcast, which had an awesome little screen that if you didn't land a trick, it would make fun of you, which I thought was hilarious, but fun fact, my dad did not. Go outside! No, never, ever, 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 ever. I hate outside. None of my friends had the Dreamcast, probably because it had this big Chungus controller, which looked a lot like a Batarang, which in retrospect was kind of sweet. All that to say, I'm grateful to be playing this game with a legit Xbox controller. Also, this game sucks on the Nintendo Switch. The buttons are trash. The stick drift is terrible. Do not play this on Nintendo Switch unless you have an Elite controller, which I assume just means like a nice controller. But I've got my Xbox and my controller, so let's start with level 1, the hangar. This is a nice starter level, introducing us to all the different styles and goals or tapes. I call them tapes because that's what they were called when they were released. And my house was the cool house. So if you didn't call it that at your house, maybe you just weren't at the cool house. You should come hang out at my house first. It's pretty cool. This level is going to walk you through all the different high score tapes, the skate tapes, the secret tapes, and pretty much everything else. While I don't like the barrels, I find them very boring, the hardest tape on this level is collecting the 5 pilot wings. While still not tremendously challenging, this one in particular was so annoying to get. I always overshot it or did a wall ride instead of a grind. It was just doing its thing, and I was doing my thing. And those two things were very different things. My favorite tape was clearly the secret tape. Obvious choice, but even in the first level, this game comes out swinging, making you grind the blades of a helicopter to make it take off, open a secret area, and reveal the secret tape.
It's snowing outside.
I didn't even know it was snowing outside.
Next up is the School 2. Possibly the most iconic and memorable level in this game, the School 2 is an homage, remake, reimagining of the original school, complete with the infamous wall bells that I hated so much in my first video about THPS 1. You should check that out if you haven't. But the wall bells aren't the hardest in this level. No. It's grinding the 3 roll call rails. Just like the school in the first game, this challenge required you to figure out which rails are roll call rails. How would you even know that? And then you have to grind them the right way. Not the wrong way, the right way. Going up this one? Tough, not gonna work. How about grinding up this one? Do you even hear yourself? You sound ridiculous. And let's talk about this one. I hated this one. Originally, I would end up having to come over here, wait for the bell to ring, just like that, and then grind this rail to enter the gym? Whatever, we're in here now. After a quick dip in the pool, and then a slight jaunt over to the basketball courts, this door would open, and now I could grind down the rail. That is way too much work for 33% of one tape. Now I just grind up it and then back down it, and it seems to work just fine. Super cool. Just like level 1, my favorite tape to get on this level is the secret tape. While it's difficult to get up this wall and then also get up this wall and land right here and then jump over there, it somehow was still less difficult than this dumb rail. Moving on. Fun fact! Again, I'm not a big New York guy, and some of these feelings may have bled into this level. There are so many tapes that I dislike in this level that honestly, I couldn't pick just one. So we're giving the title of hardest 1 to 2 tapes to collecting the 5 subway cards and collecting skates. Each for one reason and one reason only. For the subway cars, this one is way too hard to get. Now, I've damaged the A button on multiple controllers playing this game, so maybe it's a me problem. But in order to get this tape, you have to avoid multiple taxis, go up this ramp to get some speed, launch off of this one hoping your aim was good enough, and that you let go of the A button at the exact right time, which I struggle with. And you can't even unlock the subway rails until you get the 5 cards, so you have to do this one early on. Collecting skate was basically the same problem. All the letters were pretty simple except for the A. Just like the subway cards, I could not, cannot, will not ever be able to time my jump accordingly. I genuinely dislike getting both of these tapes, so please give me a fun tape to get. Like this shocking wildcard tape, it's my favorite, and it's getting the sick score. I like how this level is laid out for grinding and stringing together combos with the new manual option, and grinding all the way around this park fence and possibly getting back on it makes the process of getting the high combo, high score, pro score, and 6 score tapes a joy to get and a fun challenge in an all-in-one combo. That's pretty much the only part of this level layout that I like, so let's get out of the Big Apple and head on over to Venice Beach. This level may be the most visually appealing level in the entire game. The sun setting, the sandy beaches, and the real-world homeless population on the map makes it feel kind of like home. Also, can we say this anymore? Does anybody know? Can we say Ollie the magic... No, guess not. Ollieing the magic unhoused person 5 times. The hardest tape for me was to hit 4 VB transfers. I still honestly have no idea what that even means. And the runner-up goes to tail sliding the Venice ledge. I always end up nose sliding this. I cannot fix it. The most challenging VB transfer was this one. Look, huge ramp to small ramp, very far apart, and if your special meter wasn't full, you were out of luck. Sorry, my dudes. My favorite tape was the high combo. Much like New York, it was always fun seeing how long of a combo I could string together to get this tape. Rounding out our journey is our final map. Is that right already? Yes, there's only 5 maps in this game, and this one is Philadelphia. I know that I said I don't exactly heart and why, but I do frickin' love Philly. The cheesesteaks, the history, the big bell with the crack in it. I would happily eat or skate my way through Philly any day. Philadelphia is such a bright, fun, and sunny level. It feels like a summer day. My favorite tape here may come as a surprise to you, but for me, it's draining the fountain. I used to think that you had to hop on this wire where you get the secret tape in order to jump off onto the rooftop that drains the fountain, which was a fun challenge, but you don't have to do it that way. Now I typically just go this way because it's way easier and only slightly less fun. Only slightly. It's fun to knock over the valves. It's cool that it changes the map forever by draining the fountain. I just like it. It's my fave. But the final and most challenging tape on this level may surprise you. It's trying to blindside the awning. You may be incorrectly seeing a theme here, a theme that says I am trash at jumping, but you would be wrong. Kind of. I still struggle to time this jump right in order to get on that awning. Then you have to double tap down on the D-pad, which they don't tell you at all, not even in the game settings. And then you have to grind it and, of course, land it. It's a reasonable challenge that feels unreasonable, which is why it's walking away with the title of my most difficult and least favorite, not to mention hardest tape on this level. While those are the hardest tapes on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, I have not heard what your most frustrating tapes are, so be sure to tell me that in the comments. Until then, I will be stuck in my own personal purgatory trying to figure out which one of these ramps qualifies as one of the 4 lip tricks you have to do in Philadelphia. Just get me out of here. Thanks for watching. Love you. Mean it. Bye.